Hi, my name is Jean Trinidad, and today I'll be talking to you about sleep deprivation, the college disease. As a college student, I have identified a notable problem with my classmates and friends. They seem to have a sleeping problem. I've come to this conclusion because I've seen that they fall asleep during lectures, and if I might say so, very important ones. Moreover, they enter the classroom with bags under their eyes. They lack energy and enthusiasm, making the class a little bit more monotonous. Also, they don't seem to be responsive to the questions done by our professors. These same questions help the professor make sure that we are understanding the topic at hand. I worry that this unchecked and undervaluated problem will affect their academic efforts. That is why I've given myself the task to investigate this and see if the students from the University of Puerto Rico Mayagüez campus are sleep deprived. Sleep deprivation. According to the National Institute of Health, or the NIH, sleep deprivation is a physical and mental condition that occurs from the lack of sleep. A disturbance in our sleep cycle, which consists of the REM and non-REM sleep, causes sleep deprivation. The non-REM sleep is the stage in which we are in a deep slumber and unresponsive to outside stimuli. The REM sleep, or the rapid eye movement sleep, is in the stage in which we dream. Another thing that causes sleep deprivation is a disadjustment in our internal body clock, professionally or scientifically known as the circadian rhythm. This rhythm affects every cell, tissue, and organ in our body and how they work. In parts, it affects and interferes with our work, our school, and our social life. When we are sleep deprived, these factors accumulate and start affecting each other. Symptoms of sleep deprivation. According to the NIH, these right here are the most common symptoms associated with sleep deprivation. First and foremost is a lack of energy. This lack of energy comes because we lack sleep. And when we sleep, our body re energizes itself, it heals itself also. And this passes forward to our second symptom, excessive daytime sleepiness. This comes because our circadian rhythm is affected. As you remember, our circadian rhythm is our internal body clock. Also, we experience an increased appetite for carbohydrates. Biologically speaking, carbohydrates are a humongous energy source. They provide chemical energy when we metabolize it. And since we lack that energy that we lost from our lack of sleep, our body is trying to recuperate it by eating more carbohydrates. In the long run, the sleep deprivation affects our body weight. It can make us fatter or it can make us thinner. It also weakens our immune system because our body does not have the energy to create new immune cells. Also, a curious thing is that people who are sleep deprived have a higher chance of developing cardiovascular diseases. In other words, they have a higher chance of getting a heart attack. This is because our body cannot rebuild itself, and it causes inflammation, and inflammation is correlated with cardiovascular diseases. Sleep deprivation and its effects on the mental health of students. Some of the side effects of sleep deprivation on the mind are difficulty when learning new concepts. This for a student is a big no-no. This is because we're constantly learning new material from each of our classes. And if we cannot learn them correctly, we cannot perform efficiently in our evaluations. Also, we experience a difficulty memorizing or remembering. This is because when we sleep, our body creates and solidifies those memories and discards those that are not needed. But when we lack that sleep, our body constantly throws to the trash and eliminates most of our memories because it does not have the energy to store them. We can also experience trouble concentrating, and this in turn affects also our performance and our evaluations. Also, many students experience an increase in anxiety and stress levels. This is not healthy for students. This affects their psychological well being. Also, a curious thing is that sleep deprived people take a longer time in completing a task, even if it's a simple task, such as simple math, writing a sentence, dictating, etc. Sleep deprivation in the UPRm campus. To study our student population and see if they experience sleep deprivation, a survey was created. This survey consisted of 5 parts. First was the biographical data. Here we asked the age, their gender, etc. The second part is the sleep schedule. Here we ask at what hour do they fall asleep, when do they get up, how many hours do they sleep in a normal day, etc. The third part consisted and asked about if they take naps. And if they did, how long were they, if they felt good afterwards. The fourth part is the effect checklist. Here we see if the students experience any of the side effects associated with sleep deprivation. The fifth and the last part is the auto-diagnosis. Here we ask the students if they believe they are experiencing sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation in the UPRm campus. With the data gathered from the survey, we, these pie charts were created. The top pie chart presents the gender of the students that partook in the survey. 67% of them were women and 33% were men. In the bottom pie chart, it presents the age range of students. 83% of the students that partook in this survey were between 18 and 19 years old, and 17% were between 16 and 17 years old. UPRM students' sleep schedule on a normal week. As said before, we asked our students their sleep schedule. In the top pie chart, we see they were asked their usual wake-up hour. We can see that 58% wake up between 8 and 9 a.m. to go to class, while 41% wake up between 6 and 7 a.m. In the bottom pie chart, we can see their usual bedtime hours. We can see that 58% goes to bed between 12 and 1 a.m., 16% goes to bed between 2 and 3 a.m., and 25% goes to bed between 10 and 11 p.m. That's 75% of students that go to sleep between 12 and 3 a.m. worry me, because if they wake up between 6 and 7 a.m., they are not getting enough sleep hours. And this is a normal college week we're talking about, not one of those hell weeks. Un, dos, tres, probando.